Well, and you have to, you know, less tech is better than more tech, and what I mean by that is less. What I mean by less tech is not less functionality. I mean less programs, more functionality. And if a program doesn't have the functionality that you want, you either need to talk to them about adding that functionality. I spent 45 minutes on the phone 2 days ago with a CRM company that we use, or you need to talk to them about finding some sort of integration. And people throw around the word, I was talking about this to somebody last week, I can't remember who. People throw around the word integration. It's like Bill Engvall, the comedian, used to have a skit where his wife went into labor and the only word he knew was epidural. So he was running in the hospital going, epidural. And I feel like a lot of agents do that with integration, like integration. Like, you need to clarify what you want. Like an integration can be when I add a prospect here, it goes here, or it can be when something happens in this system, it's completely reflected in this system over here, and the two are essentially one. And you need to have those conversations with your vendors, not only like that you want it to do that, but more specifically what you want it to do. And from a functionality standpoint, I think that's kind of the biggest downside to being on Applied, is if Applied doesn't have that feature, you're not going to be able to do it. Now, if chances are, if you hold out, eventually they'll just buy whatever you want it to do, and you'll be fine. But I think that's another thing to think about. You know, don't add more tools, don't add more work for your team. And certainly, we've all been guilty for that, even me. Don't add more work for your team by adding tools. When you add a tool, it should take away work, not add work.
Now a lot of it is that's just been the hard work of just knocking on people's doors, getting in there, you know, trying to develop that relationship. Basically, just what's funny is the bar is so low for us. It's like, just do your job at a high level and people will respect that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, here's the thing, it's like, especially independent, we're all selling the same companies. Yeah, somebody might have an Auto Owners or a Cincinnati or Travelers that nobody else has, but we're all selling the same companies.
Correct.
So it's going to come down to a couple things. One, the most efficient or the best relationship. It's one of those two. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't rely on rate and you can't rely on chance. Yeah, both of those are a part of the combination.
Right.
I had a guy yesterday, man. We had a guy that I know here locally that posted, you know, I'm buying this commercial building. I need a quote, and a couple people tagged me. And I called him and I was like, hey dude, look, I'm just gonna let you know, like, all of these people that are tagged, we're all gonna be quoting the same thing. That's not a pitch for you to do business with me. What you need to do is you need to look at that list and find out who you like the most and who can get the job done. And that's who you need to pick, because we're all quoting the same thing. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, I'm gonna pick you. Okay, but that's why I made the call. But like, I just, as a business owner and a friend, I don't want you to waste your time. I don't care if you go with me. I just didn't want you to waste your time, because you're closing on Friday. For somebody to do you right, they're gonna need a couple days to look to work on this. And it's best if you just pick somebody and go with it, rather than try to submit quotes at these 8 different companies.
Right.
And he was like, holy crap, man, it's also like that was like some sort of value. You know, I'm at that point advising him, you know, and granted, it worked in my favor, but I was giving that advice. Like, I don't care if you go with, like,
but can you,
a $7,000 policy, like, our relationship is worth more to me than $700, you know?
Every single thing you do in your business, every single task that I do every day, I'm thinking to myself, okay, could I automate this? Could I outsource it? Or could I delegate it? Yeah. Are those 3? Or do I have to keep doing it? You know, and so like for example, this may be skipping ahead, but like, so the content, right? So I have a full-time content team. We've got an in-house guy. We've got a person that works remote that edits when we have some extra. And then I have a writer that's part-time, a freelance writer. And kind of how our process is now is like, okay, I am like this video right here that we're doing. I'm going to take this video. And that's not the main reason I'm doing it, but I'm going to go through it and I'm going to find this minute to this minute can be a piece of content.
Yeah.
Send it to Grant. He edits it. He sends it back. That's how. So like my only piece in it now is I have to rewatch the clips. I'm about to get somebody to do that. So like everything that we do, I was heavily involved up until this month in the renewal process. We have a lot of agency bill renewals, and I was kind of involved with that. I delegated that. Like, okay, this is my role. Like, and actually I've got it right here drawn out. It's a flow chart, and
that's cool.
Blue is Kenneth, pink is Jessa.
Okay.
And so how do we systematize it, and how do we assign that to someone? So it's a couple different things. It's the delegation, it's the hiring out things that you don't want to do or things that suck up your time. If there's a task that takes you 20 minutes and you're doing it 200 times a year, that's 4,000 minutes. That's an entire day that you could win back. You know what I mean?